In today's Freedom Model Quick Lesson, we're going to talk about the benefits of heavy use that a lot of people don't like to admit and don't like to talk about, but they're there. They're there just under the surface. And there's a taboo with just these benefits themselves. Nobody wants to admit, well, for example, when I was drinking heavily, one of the benefits that I saw in my heavy substance use was the attention that I got, like negative attention in some cases, positive attention in some cases, believe it or not. Like I liked the status of being able to drink more than other people and hold my liquor. And then I began to really also like being rescued, like this chaos I created by being so drunk that I couldn't walk very well. I went to the hospital a couple times. And of course, on the back end of that, I didn't like getting my stomach pumped. I didn't like doing those kinds of things. But on the front end, I liked the act of drinking, and I liked the drama and the chaos that I created around it. I liked when people initially would talk to me about how concerned they were. I know that's sad. It's hard to admit now. But I think some of that stemmed from, as a child, I preferred any kind of attention, negative, positive, and I developed habitual ways of thinking. I developed this self-image that perpetuated that. And a lot of us develop these patterns and strategies in our childhood, in some cases for survival, that don't work well when we become adults. They don't work well at all. And sometimes we think the things that make us happy, because they made us happy at one point in time, don't work very well to make us happy anymore. So for me, now when I talk to people, and I talk to people in their 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, and beyond, and they're using these strategies and they don't see it, or they're not comfortable admitting that one of the things that I like about my heavy substance use is the attention that I'm getting. One of the things I like, there's a certain allure to wallowing in self-pity. There is. It protects you from having to take risks and having to live life. So a lot of times when people link trauma in childhood or long-term being treated badly as a child with heavy substance use, first of all, the data shows that there's really not even if there's a correlation at all, it's very, very weak, because there are a whole lot of people who have really terrible childhoods who overcome it, move on with their lives, and they don't have heavy substance use problems. There's a whole lot of people, more people than not, right? But for those of us that developed really ineffective strategies in our childhood for dealing with whatever we were going through, it's because of the patterns. It's because of the patterns that we've developed. It's because of the self-image that we have. That's why these things are so important to recognize when you're trying to solve a heavy substance use problem. Who am I? Who do I view myself as? And being brutally honest with myself, what do I really like about my pattern of heavy substance use at this point in my life? Is it a place that I hide so that I don't have to interact with people, so that I don't have to be accountable, responsible? Is it a place that I go to get more attention, even if it's negative attention? Do I like people having to come in and rescue me? Is that the way I feel like is that the only way I think I can feel loved? And then it becomes this vicious cycle. If you're someone like me where you do it initially, you get the attention, eventually that gets old for the people around us. And then we go down that spiral, and before we know it, we're drinking by ourselves, alone, feeling isolated, feeling like a victim. And we don't even know that we've created it. So when we at the Freedom Model ask people, what do you like about it? We're not talking about just the drinking or drug use itself. We're talking about the entire package. What is substance use providing you? What is your heavy use, the way that you're using, the binge construct, the pattern of your binge? What is that providing for you at this point? And are you really getting those things? Is it as good as you thought it once was? Is this strategy working in your life to make you as happy as you can be? And that's the key. It's one of those crucial components to figure out. Because once you start questioning that and you start thinking, like opening your mind to the possibility that I can be happier making a change. You just let that come in, that maybe I don't like all this attention anymore. Maybe I don't like feeling drunk and out of it as much as I thought I did. Maybe I don't like the chaos and the drama anymore. And I can tell you when I stopped, the chaos and the drama didn't stop immediately. I still created it. You can create it pretty well without being drunk or high. But even I got to a point with that I wanted that to stop. And I did stop it. And I did change my preference. And I did grow and mature to more effective strategies to get the things that I wanted. Anybody can. And the truth is, based on the data, most people do. Most people move past heavy substance use. They move past those problems, those patterns that they had in their childhood. They solve these things. And by all means, if you need to see a therapist, find a cognitive behavioral therapist, somebody that's going to help you to reframe things, change your perspective, and change your mind about a lot of different things. And that's my Freedom Model quick lesson for today.